Spring 2020 fashion trends to avoid. While there are lots of cute spring 2020 fashion trends you can follow, there are 8 that you should avoid if you want to look good, stay cool, and be taken seriously at work. These 8 trends are either impractical, seasonally inappropriate, or violate one or more of the basic principles of art that govern all visual arts, including fashion. So we'll go over what you need to look for and what to wear instead. Hi, I'm Diana Pemberton of fashionforrealwomen.com, and I teach women how to dress to get the attention, respect, and income they deserve. And the big takeaway I want you to have for today is that just because you see something on a runway doesn't automatically mean it's good. You have to think for yourself. Let's start with a simple question. Why do we have seasonal clothes? We wear heavy clothes in winter to keep warm when it's cold outside, and light clothes in summer to keep cool when it's hot. Obvious, right? Well, apparently not to the fashion industry. Let's jump right in with bad spring trend number 1, wearing all black. While wearing all black can be both chic and slenderizing, it won't keep you cool in hot weather. In fact, just the opposite. As you learned in school, dark colors absorb light and will make you feel warmer, while light colors reflect light and will keep you cool. If you've ever gotten into a dark car on a hot summer day, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The steering wheel is often so hot, it's like you need oven mitts to drive. Well, it's the same with wearing all black. It will cause you to overheat, which is why it's seasonally inappropriate for summer. Try light or bright colors instead. If you really like black, try black and white or even all white. Same drama, but no heat stroke. Speaking of seasonally inappropriate clothes, let's look at bad spring fashion trend number 2, leather clothes. Leather was all over the runways for spring, but like wearing all black, it will cause you to overheat because clothes made from animal fibers like angora, cashmere, and leather tend to insulate to keep you warm, while clothes made from plant fibers like cotton, jute, and linen allow air to pass through the weave to help keep you cool. So avoid animal fibers in hot weather and opt for plant fibers instead. And if you think that man-made faux leather or vegan leather will keep you cool, it won't. It will insulate just like the real thing. So put away the leather and suede until fall because leather is seasonally inappropriate for summer. Again, opt for plant-based fibers to keep cool instead. Let's continue with bad spring trend number 3, leather fashion boots. While you should always wear protective boots regardless of season for things like hiking or working around horses or livestock, leather fashion boots for summer are seasonally inappropriate after late spring because your feet will just get too hot in warm weather. But knee-high boots also have another issue when paired with summer clothes. They violate the principle of balance. What do I mean? Well, if you have 2 people playing on a seesaw, it works best if they're about the same size so each side can go up and down. If you have one person who's much heavier, then the seesaw goes down on the weighted side, and that's the end of the game. You have too much of one thing and not enough of the other. Well, the same thing happens in dress. In this case, your eyes go straight to the boots and stay there because they're too heavy for the clothes. How do you balance it out? By either covering both the shoulders and the feet, or baring both the shoulders and the feet. These are visually balanced. These are not. When you know what to look for, it becomes really obvious. Which brings us to bad spring trend number 4, androgynous shoes. Androgynous shoes, like loafers, oxfords, monks, and even gender-neutral boots and sandals, tend to look best with androgynous clothes because they have structure and substance. The problem comes when you try to pair heavy androgynous shoes with light and dainty feminine clothes. This violates the principle of balance because your eyes go straight to the heavy shoes, but it also violates the principle of harmony because the shoes are in a different mood and style than the clothes. Let me explain. When you think of harmony in a musical group, whether it be a string quartet or a boy band, you know that each member has a specific role to play in creating the overall sound of the group. If you randomly took one member and put them in the other group, it would throw off the harmony of both groups because each group makes a different type of music. The group members are not interchangeable. They work best in the group that performs their style of music. It's the same with dress. These shoes are not in harmony with the clothes. How do you fix it? Pair dainty clothes with dainty shoes and heavy clothes with heavy shoes. These are both balanced and in harmony. These are not. Make sense? If you need a little more help with this, don't worry. I'll put some links in the notes for you. Let's continue with bad spring trend number 5, athletic shoes with everything. This trend has been around for a couple of years and it makes absolutely no sense because while athletic shoes absolutely work with some types of clothes, they absolutely do not work with others. That's because pairing sneakers with more formal attire not only violates the principle of harmony, they're inappropriate for anything other than their intended use. Let me explain. Athletic shoes were made to grip the ground during a physical activity like running, playing tennis, or working out. They were made specifically for athletic use. Now, while they can also work with casual clothes, they tend to downgrade the outfit, particularly if they're stained or sloppy looking. Casual clothes always look better with casual shoes than with athletic shoes. So trying to pair them with even more formal clothing just looks ridiculous in my opinion. Are you going to go for a run in your business suit or a jog in your evening gown? Probably not any more than you take an aerobics class in high heels or play tennis in strappy sandals. From a practical standpoint, these combinations just don't make any sense. But when you pair the shoes with the outfit that goes with their intended use, you get harmony because the combinations make sense. These do not. And if your excuse for wearing athletic shoes is that you want comfort, then these all look better and are more harmonious than athletic shoes. Which brings us to bad spring trend number 6, evening wear as day wear. Now, I get that designers are trying to push the envelope by pairing evening and special occasion pieces with day wear. But like wearing tennis shoes with everything, this not only violates the principle of harmony because these pieces aren't in the same style and mood as each other, it also shows an ignorance of what's appropriate when, which is never a good look, particularly if you want to move in more affluent circles. I'll explain why in just a moment. Daywear is typically made from sturdy fabrics like cotton, wool, and denim to stand up to the rigors of work and play. Evening and special occasion wear is typically made of delicate fabrics like satin, chiffon, and tulle to give it an elegant, floating appearance. They have two distinctly different looks. Now, while you can transform your day wear into evening wear by adding a few evening pieces, evening and special occasion fabrics are only appropriate for those occasions. So, when did people start wearing different types of clothes for different activities and times of day? It began during the Italian Renaissance as a way to show wealth and status. While peasants wore the same thing every day because they couldn't afford anything else, those with money wore a variety of clothes to suit their various activities. 500 years later, they still do. So if you want to move in more affluent circles, you need to know what to wear when. And this isn't it. To those in the know, this doesn't look edgy. It looks like the wearer doesn't know what she's doing. Again, that's never a good look. Neither is bad spring trend number 7, oversized clothes. Gigantic shoulders, overly long sleeves, and dragging hemlines. The models look like children playing in adult clothes. 4 out of the 5 would have to roll up their sleeves in order to use their hands. Why is this a trend? It's completely impractical. What's more, it violates the principle of proportion, meaning that the math on these garments is all wrong. What in the heck does that mean? Well, earlier I said that there are certain principles that govern all visual arts, including fashion. These were developed by the ancient Greeks, who firmly believed that everything boiled down to math, including how to dress. Because people are different heights, the Greeks created the measurement of a head height to describe proportions and determined that the ideal body is 8 heads tall, meaning that the body is equally divided into 8 sections. They used this measurement to create and clothe proportional sculptures 5,000 years ago, just as later artists used it to create proportional drawings and paintings. It's still in use today in the arts, including fashion. You can come up with all kinds of head-turning combinations if you think of proportions divisible by 8. To quote Coco Chanel, fashion is architecture. It's a matter of proportions. But oversized clothes ignore the math and distort the proportions. Your eyes go straight to the offending elements. So how do you fix this? Easy. Wear clothes that fit properly and are proportionally correct. This says elegant woman. This says fashion victim, which brings us to bad spring trend number 8. The disheveled look. If someone showed up for an interview at your workplace dressed like this, what would you think? That they're half asleep, hungover, having a bad day? What? Because nothing about this says fashion to me, yet the disheveled look was all over the runways for spring. Frankly, I don't get it. Not only is it illogical, it violates the principles of harmony and proportion. I could not take a person dressed like this seriously. To quote Coco Chanel yet again, dress shabbily and they remember the dress. Dress impeccably and they remember the woman. I agree. So skip the disheveled look and opt for clothes that look good and fit well so you can turn heads and be taken seriously. So those are the spring 2020 fashion trends to avoid, in my opinion. Wearing all black, leather clothes, leather fashion boots, androgynous shoes, athletic shoes with everything, evening wear as day wear, oversized clothes, and the disheveled look. There are so many cute trends for spring that will help you look good, stay cool, and maintain your credibility that you just need to skip the ones that don't. Think about your image goals, think about the principles of art, and dress with both of these things in mind. Again, if you need more help with the principles of art, I've put some links in the notes for you. And if you want to learn all the ins and outs about how to dress for warm weather, then check out the Summer Style Masterclass, where I show you how to look good and stay cool, even if it's hot enough outside to fry an egg on the sidewalk. It's a seasonal favorite of my readers, and I'll put that link in the notes. So, do you agree or disagree with my list? What was your biggest takeaway? Any aha moments? Just drop a note in the comments, and if you want to get notified for future videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel. This is Diana Pemberton of FashionForRealWomen.com, and I'll see you next time.